Welcome to
Keep snacking.
Audible. Christmas edition.
That was very lame. It's like, can you hear the people singing the song?
It's too early for that.
That's how I felt when I do that.
Well, I love your energy.
It's probably all the sugar I just ate in the previous episode.
Yes, check out that episode. This will actually be coming out before that episode. But today, since our episode was about Christmas, there's just so much to talk about, or holiday, whatever. We decided to do our Audible on our favorite Christmas baked goods.
Mm-hmm.
And I will start. Why not?
Go.
Is that okay?
Go.
So this is one of my favorite things on the planet.
That was happening.
I think that I had mentioned it though.
No, when I saw this at the TJ.
I didn't even get this at TJ.
You did.
And if this is ever on our podcast for our listeners, I'm holding up a beautiful box of panettone, which is one of my favorite holiday treats.
Can you explain that for people that don't know what it is?
Okay, yeah, of course.
I had a feeling that this is what you were gonna pull out. I don't know why.
I got the panettone, the Bauducco. I think it's a hard C.
It's the better one. Yeah.
It's a yellow box. There are so many different panettones out there. Blue box, whatever.
I think that it's Trader Joe's has their own, but
yes,
I had a feeling
TJ's has its own for sure.
Yeah, but I had a feeling that this is what you were gonna pull out.
This is an Italian fruitcake, and it looks like kind of like a big mushroom, and it's a bread. And I hate fruitcake. Like, fruitcake is disgusting. We are not British, we are American, so we don't eat these like fruitcakes.
We don't eat logs of lump
of like gelade fruit and boozed up things. Yeah, like I can't
saturated in alcohol.
I can't get behind that. I love this fruitcake because the first person who introduced this to me, I think it was my grandmother, because my cousins bought this for her and she liked it. So I remember having it with my grandmother, and it's a really like light bread, almost brioche like, and it has, it does have some candied fruit in it, but it is like raisins and some candied fruit. I guess you have to have candied fruit in a fruitcake, but not my jam. But because the bread is so light and airy, it has, as Paul would say, like more of an open structure. It's not a closed crumb. It's just really light. It doesn't feel heavy. And it's just really nice. And it always reminds me of Christmas. And whenever I see it at grocery stores, when I start seeing like grocery stores have it up, I chant panettone, panettone, panettone.
And I just stand in the aisle.
I say it at home. Like, I used to say this with my like ex-boyfriend, but he'd also know that I was very excited about panettone, and we used to just, Americanize and call it panettone. So we just stomp around the kitchen and just chant,
wow,
panettone, panettone. It's the season for panettone.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about it.
Are you gonna eat it?
I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna open it up.
So I don't like this. I like the cake of it, but because I don't like candied fruit. I hate fruitcake. So
you can like smell it right from opening.
The bread cake of it is really good, but like I eat around it. You know what I mean?
So it's pretty like
it's huge.
Yeah, it's like a
you guys are going to have to work out so much extra after all this stuff that we bought for the house.
So if you can see it, it comes in this like cellophane bag with the bees on it for Bauducco.
It's a loaf.
It's a loaf. It's the size of my head. And I have a small head, so it's probably bigger than my head.
It's probably the size of my head.
Yeah, it's the size of Lauren's head.
Because I have cheeks for weeks.
Also, I should have brought like a knife or something. I'm
She
just gonna
can
rip
I
it
dare
with my
no,
hand.
can you just bite it?
Okay, I'll just
Can you
bite
just
the
bite
top.
into it like it's a big muffin?
So I'm touching this and it is moist. So it is like soaked with something. And it's wrapped in paper.
Please bite into it like a muffin.
I'm going to.
I love
just trying
when
to
I
get the
love the it's wrapped in the paper still. I haven't seen one of these in a long
Yeah,
time.
it's like a little waxy kind of paper.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
when
here
you
I
know it's
go.
gonna. You look like a Smurf eating something really big or some like a little animal.
That's me, a little squirrel. Okay. Buttery, brioche, sweet bread.
The top doesn't have the candies in it, right? It's the bottom part.
No, there's still you can see some
Oh,
raisins. Can
you
you see
can.
that?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
there's some raisins at the top. It's definitely like soaked in something and it has like an almond flavor, I think. So it must be made with like an almond
Like an almond flour.
No, not like it's artificial almond. So like an almond liqueur
like a taste.
or
Yeah.
like something, but now I got it. My hands are
like an
but
extract.
yeah, like maybe there's an almond extract which that makes sense to me because that's so like Christmas.
I mean, it is probably soaked in something because it is a fruitcake. It's just done very differently. It's not like a brick.
Not the dense. No,
it's not a brick.
She's a brick and I'm drowning.
Oh dang, that went deep. I thought you were
right
gonna be like, she's a brick house. That's where I thought you were going, and then it just went, whoa. That's
okay. So that's my
love
Christmas baked good.
So I went in for this is so if you watch the very first episode, you learned that I am an old Italian lady at heart when it comes to snacks.
Yeah.
And I gravitate towards things that I think
like wedding snacks, especially.
Yeah. That was like my car snacks, which is bizarre. But I think I gravitate towards things that I snacked as a child, especially during the holidays. And I just my grandma Monte, who is my great grandmother on my mother's side, always had Italian cookies in the house. And we lived, even when we lived more upstate, we lived by a bakery that like would do the white box with the red and white string, like old school bakery stuff. We lived close to a nice bakery like that. And so these are cookies that I feel like were always in the crew of Italian cookies. And Italian cookies too, they look Christmassy, even though they're not just Christmassy, but the colors of like there's a pink in there sometimes, but like you see a lot of like the greens,
like the green
and the reds and stuff. So you see a lot of that. But these are the raspberry Linzer cookies. Now, one thing that's interesting is I learned that these are Austrian. But they still show up in the Italian fam. Yeah, when you're buying when you're going to an assorted when you're going to Italian bakery, you can buy with these. Sometimes they're in the assorted, sometimes they're not. But like I feel like when you go to an Italian bakery, like I even went to a really good Italian bakery in Philly too. I buy whenever I see these, I will buy them. So these are they look like donuts on top. These are actually bigger ones. I went to
those are big Linzer cookies.
I went to Fresh Market. So I've seen these made in several different ways. A lot of times it's a kind of a shortbread. My particular favorite, I got actually when I lived in Massachusetts, they had the bakery I went to, they had really good ones. They were a little bit harder. This one feels a little softer, more of a shortbread. Regardless, though, it's kind of like a vanilla cookie base. The back is usually closed, and then there's a circle,
a little hole in the middle,
and then you have the raspberry in it and powdered sugar on it.
And you'd say like that the size of the cookie is like the size of your palm. This one's a little bit bigger.
A bigger one. Yeah. Sometimes they're smaller, and so this one looks more of like I don't know, like a little sandwich, tea sandwich,
a little sandy.
It's so good.
It looks delicious. It reminds me of my beloved thumbprint because it has the
You know
buttery
what?
cookie and the jam.
A thumbprint is not too far off,
Yeah.
actually.
But this is like a sandwich cookie. Like that's
Mhm.
the main difference. And this one in particular is much larger.
And we all know I love a tart.
Yeah.
Like I love a lemon. Raspberry in this situation gives me the tart I need.
Yeah.
I love this with tea. I love this with coffee. One time, just once, I put whipped cream on it just to see what happened.
And what happened?
It was really good. I really liked it. I warmed it for like, I nuked it for like a sec.
Yeah.
And then I went,
Delish.
then I dolloped it and I ate it with like a fork.
Yeah. Because it could it's a cookie, but it could also be a pastry.
And it was really good. So I bet like if you put ice cream.
Yeah. Or like if you crumbled it on top.
Something like it has because it's not too sweet of a dessert. It has like a tart, and a shortbread type cookie is not. Oh, it doesn't have like they're typically more like base level because they're not too sweet. You add stuff to them, or you just like it, as a base plain cookie. But I don't know. It reminds me of. I think it reminds me of my grandma Monte. It reminds me of my family. It reminds me of the Italian bakery in Rockland, or the Italian deli actually in Rockland, where they sell stuff like this. So where I grew up as a kid. I don't know. It just reminds me of that level of the holidays. And that's that, man.
Nice. Well, those are our favorite Christmas baked goods.
Yeah. Get into it.
And
Keep